We all know why we're here. So let me ask you a question then. Why the big secret? Truth seekers were really the true leaders. Keep it grooving, the movement like two-seaters. Turn it up, we're knocking through both speakers. It's time we get the truth from the big secret keepers. Hey, truth seekers were really the true leaders. Keep it grooving, the movement like two-seaters. Turn it up, we knocking through both speakers. It's time we get the truth from the big secret keepers. Hey, break it down, now can you peep it? They're deceiving all the people. Let me ask you, what's the secret? Misinformation and lies, a devious disguise. They want the EMF blast until our brains is fried. Oh, point their beams in the sky. Oh, it's a movie now. This world is all CGI, their plot is truly foul. But we're here to rise up and bring the real. Time is now, truth seekers, y'all know how I feel. Truth seekers were really the true leaders. Keep it grooving, the movement like two-seaters. Turn it up, we're knocking through both speakers. It's time we get the truth from the big secret keepers. Hey, truth seekers were really the true leaders. Keep it grooving, the movement like two-seaters. Turn it up, we knocking through both speakers. It's time we get the truth from the big secret keepers. Hey, why the big secret?
All right, welcome. It is 2023, and we're here on Why the Big Secret, and I just wanted to say hello to everybody, and we can do it. I'm going to do a quick traditional opening real quick. It's going to be real quick like this. Truth Seekers, it is the day and the beginning of a new year here on Why the Big Secret. And I want you to know that we appreciated you all from 2022, and we're going to set some expectations for 2023 coming on down the pipeline. But in the first thing, you could have been any other place today, but you chose to be right here, right now. And with that being said, I'd like to take the time to bid you good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the 24 time zones that this show is aired. And that's one of the things. I'm located in that jumbo state. This is where those UFOs come out to play. It is a Texas thing, y'all. And everything in Texas comes big. And that is to be the boldest, baffling, belligerent YouTube channel in the world, create captivating conversations that'll certainly cause controversy. and I'm excited to serve you. Today's video is just, we're going to talk about what's going on in UFO history and news, what the show is going to go with. We're going to just touch on the Whistleblowers Act because we got a huge show about that coming up on Tuesday night. So we're not going to get into a lot of details, but just to hit on it a little bit. So hope all of you, if you haven't watched over at Forbidden Knowledge last night, but for you, the truth seekers of here, I hope you had a great New Year's, bringing in a New Year's. If not, we're going to bring it together. So let's get ready. As always, I will say put the children to bed, but it's a little early here in Dallas, so they should be in school. So we're not going to worry about that. And if you got some comments, I'm going to really talk to you in the crowd today. And so we're going to be doing that. And let me shut that down right now. Welcome. So I'm going to be talking to y'all today. We're going to do a quick show and basically just kind of set the tone for what we're going to be doing here in 2023 with Why the Big Secret and some other projects that's going to be coming down the pipeline. And so we want to do that. So in a few seconds, I'm going to recognize most of you, everybody that I can, and all of you really, in the chat today. And so if you want to get a shout out and you want to say hello, go ahead and make sure that you're here. And then we'll do that in just the moment. Like I said, today's show is going to be just simple. We'll talk about some 2022 stuff a little bit in review. We'll touch on some personal things and some things that I have planned to keep you posted. And then as well as some things for 2023, which what we're going to be looking forward to, especially when it comes down to this new Whistleblowers Act. And then also get you prepped for the big show Tuesday night when we go into the full detail of the Whistleblowers Act and everything else. And so we're just going to just talk about what it is today, and then we'll go into some details, some implications and all that into another show. So basically, let me go and look down into the chat here real quick. Adnan is here with us. Welcome. Don Reedy is here with us. Diana, as always. Amanda. We got Some Light here is with us. And of course, my greatness of the producer, Lonnie, Lasso's Vibe. That's who it is there. And then we got Nicole, the Truth Seekers, and part of our lead. She's one of our lead researchers as well. And YJ Overlander, how you going on with you? How you doing? And then we have Daniel. Is it Donnell? Yeah, Donnell and Jamal. And let's see if I missed anyone else. So I have not missed anyone. If I missed you, say you missed me, Roderick, and then I will give you a shout out from there. All right. So I don't know. As you all know that, this UFO thing is evolving, and it truly is evolving. And we were thought at one point in time that because we got disclosure or we got all this new stuff, we're going to hear it all now. The government is going to come clean, or the big secret keepers. And remember, that's what we call them. The big secret keepers are going to come clean, and they're going to tell us everything we need to know immediately because we demand it. And we, the people, says, okay, this is it. If you're going down that thought process, I hate to disappoint you. The game is going to always be the same of them hiding. They're just going to change the rules. And as we try to evolve the rules, their rules evolve as well. And so therefore I wouldn't, but it makes it great. It still makes the journey good that we're going to go down that route. So any of you, this is an intimate conversation today because we don't, we have some intimate talks. And of course I do the bigger show on Tuesday nights, and in the shuffle, I lose the chats of the Truth Seekers, original people here from Why the Big Secret. And then also, if you are new, and why don't you put in a chat that you knew, and so we can give you a shout out and welcome you aboard part of the Truth Seekers as well. And Sunshine is here with us. Okay, so welcome. And we have that as well. Someone says, Some Light says, how is your day going? It's going okay. It's I'm excited. I got a lot of energy. changing, I went through some brain training when I was down and at Liz and Billy's house, and hooked me up to all these electrodes and and I literally came out with a fresh mind of thinking, and we're going to apply all that today, and it's going to be great to not just today but in the future as we go forward with this phenomenon and what we're doing from here. So thank you for asking. And how is your day as well? All right. So we definitely is going to have a great year when it comes down to ufology. Because of this Whistleblowers Act that you're going to see, then Ink Solo says, finally watching you live. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Thank you for being here as well. Um, because of this Whistleblowers Act that is going to be really, really a staple and new information this year, we should have a crazy year. Basically, this is in protection to get people, especially those people that's working at these black ops programs, former black, employees. If they're not working there anymore, I'm sure somebody's working there now. It's not going to really come out and tell us, oh, they got an alien captured over here or something, but maybe they would. We don't know. But they're going to be protected because most oftentimes these people sign NDAs and not just a regular non-disclosure. Some that'll say we will take everything in every situation that if you tell this secret, and it's really fear-based, more like not mostly incentive-based. It's fear-based, and oftentimes that's what the tactic I think that has been used over the years. And anyway. So when we had this last congressional hearing back in June or July, whenever it happened, there were some statements made, and you saw Motrain or Motri or whatever his name is, and one of the congressional guys talking about, is there going to be any consequences toward people that talk about UFOs? And they said, well, we need to do something about it. And that was a scary moment. But not only I heard it, but Senator Gillibrand and the rest of them heard it, and they're there. And so there's two factions in this congressional thing. There's one that's really pro disclosure. They do not want nothing to leak out anywhere. And there's another faction that says, wait a minute, we want the truth. We're truth seekers. We're interested. We got into Congress and we got access. We want to know. And so those two are butting heads all the time. And so when that statement was made, it was not a surprise that all of a sudden the introduction of the Whistleblowers Act came out, because if they knew that they were going to put something in place to shut people down, they needed to put something in place to protect those people who do want to talk. And so therefore, hence that we still have those two, factions coming up. Wirelander says, I predict a lot of people will come forward and then a significant amount of them will be retracting their statements and suffering from freak accidents. I don't know. Now there will be some conspiracy, no doubt. I don't know. And the freak accidents could be, their dog came up missing, or somebody poisoned their goldfish or something, right? We won't go no deeper than that. But the whole point is, yes, there might be some things that's happening. Nicole said, I think people will come forward even more after the first few break the ice. I think so, Nicole, depending on, just like he was saying, how the first people are treated or the outcome after that, because that will probably be what's going on. We will see the implication what's happened with the first people, and then all of a sudden anyone else will say, well, that wasn't that bad. I might as well go ahead and tell some stuff. But you better believe if they get down to trying to really disclose some serious information, it's going to be a battlefront when it comes down to all of those things. And I do truly believe this, though. Make no mistake about it, okay? Both sides, although we look at Gillibrand and the rest of them as heroes with the Whistleblowers Act, if something comes out that is really deeply going to affect national security, both sides have the um, commitment or a sworn in to protect national security. So they're going to come in agreement and limit what comes out anyway. So I don't believe that, that somebody can really come out and do some damaging information if it's going to affect national security. I don't think that's going to happen. What do you think, Nicole or whoever? So Nicole saying, I'm going to think positive and say they won't be able to harm people like that and use because too many eyes on the situation. Yeah. All right. We're gonna go with that from there. All right. So another thing to what do you any of you, what do you think was the biggest stories in 2022? Put it in chat. Things that you thought to you personally that was a big story, big impact in ufology, that was significant in 2022, and then we'll move into some ideas for 2023. And then once again, I'm going to also share with you some future thoughts and things that we're going to be doing here on Why the Big Secret, and really take you on a true journey, not only just in the ufology community, but again, we're going to take you on a journey of whyology, because there's always the question of why when it comes down to anything that's happening out there. And although we look at the what's and the how, and that's usually what most things are focused on, we know that the how is never as important as the why, and why is always the important, and that's what we search for, and that's the things that we do from there as well. So, but anyway, once again, let me see what you all think when it comes down to 2022. What was big in 2022? Jamal says the Black Knight Satellite, great show. Yes, great documentary. Actually won some awards already, and that was created by Billy Carson, and you can find that on Forbidden Knowledge TV as well. And I'm also in that particular documentary as well. So we would definitely do that as well. Is there any really, real quickly, because this is about you today, and why don't any of you share in a chat here, what was your New Year's Eve like? Did you set any new expectations this year or anything for yourself? Because again, this is this is the Truth Seekers, and I do want to get to know you from there as well, and so we can kind of get that. She said, "I never, girl from the base. I never get the notification, but I did for some reason today because it's 2023. The energy is out there. You're going to receive more energy, and we're all going to be connected here. And I better not use the word consciousness yet, because that's down my show producer's alley. So I got to say, we're going to be connected by, all the good stuff. Gary Nolan was the star of 2022. Yes, he was. He really was. And my guess is you are going to hear about more UFO sightings. You're going to hear and see more pictures and things out there, because it's going to get a little more aggressive, the approach of UFOs, and there's going to be people as this groundswell of people that are now understanding that UFOs exist. We're going to get or they can talk about it or feel comfortable. We're going to do that. Now, another important thing for you, and not to, and please, I want you to join the thought of where I'm going with this and not alienate some, and a great word, right? Alienate the separation of what I'm about to say. I am, believing to carry as a new brand name, not changing Why the Big Secret, for myself being what we call the cat list. And I'm going to truly set forth an agenda to arouse the community, especially the people of color, the community. And if you are not of color and you're watching me, then that is, hang on, I am, say it with your chest and stay on it, baby. All right. The cat list, like the, that's it. King Kong. That's it. Don't have nothing on me. Is that great? Is that better? Lonnie, you let me know. And so the whole point is I have a mission, and I want you to help me with that mission. And it's essential. And like I said, if you're not a person of color and you're watching this, it does not alienate you. It actually makes you more important in the movement that we're going to do. Yes, Nicole says, be the catalyst for our community. That is the word. That is the reason. That is the journey. That is the meaning, and that is the 100%er of what I will be doing and be and set forth that. And I want you to put the word out that they need to come and see and watch and hear from the catalyst at Here Why the Big Secret and some other future stuff that's coming out. And so if anyone is lost, what I'm saying is I'm going to set forward, and I need to put this out there right now in the conscious minds of everyone that we are going to really wake up. And it's got nothing to do with the audience at Forbidden Knowledge. Those people are stay woke. In fact, they don't sleep at all. Okay, but there's millions of people who steal, and I meet them at the airports. I meet them at the restaurants, but they won't meet me in a lot of restaurants anymore unless it's salad based or something. No, I'm not putting it out there that deep, but I am going to eat a little different. But there's a lot of people still ask the simple question, and that is UFOs real? And that's as basic as you can get to begin the conversation, to awaken their curiosity to the point that we're not alone in this universe. And that is where we're not only going to start, it's not where we're going to end, but we're going to start the movement to get that going to where people are going to begin to come in conversations. So we're looking for stories. Not, and I'm saying we would like to have receipts, as I'm told is the proper term. I would say documentation v. conversation, but my show producer said we want the receipts, baby. So I'm going to use the term receipts. We want those receipts if they have those. We want true information. We'll respect stories. But as you know, as I know, this movement is going to require some people to get on board with it. So whether they're A list, B list, we have to get some celebrity people or some influencers. So if you know influencers, know someone who knows someone, especially in the community of people of color community, and again, anybody's story is warranted. I'm not saying that. I just know that there's a huge undercurrent of conversation in our community that needs to be brought to the surface. Okay, and as the catalyst, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it with your help as well. And so, connect the dots, people. Touch a friend who knows a friend, because that's how networking work. And put, Demi Lovato actually from Dallas area. That would be, but she still has friends and connectivity, and it still brings awareness. And I'm not saying that. So I'm not saying that I'm discounting talking to people that is not of color, but I'm also dedicated to reach the community. So they still run hand in hand, except one over here on this side has a bigger groundswell than this one over here, which is our community from there. So don't get out there thinking it's a black thing. No, I'm just looking for more African American stories and evidence and of events as well. So definitely want to do that. Yeah. So Nicole says I got both of my younger brothers and looped in. It's easier to reach the younger generations unless someone has had a personal experience. Yes. So we want to put that out there. Adam says he has a story. The email address is there you go. Oh yeah, hang on. Lonnie, I took the website is being repaired for the next 2 days. So give him the email. Yeah, so we could do that as well. Okay, they might have finished it already. Yeah, so you can go to whythebigsecret.com and do the contact us form. Okay, so that would it. But they sent a maintenance thing 2 days ago and said it's going to be down. So I guess it's up. All right. So anyway, yeah, go to whythebigsecret.com, use the contact us form, and definitely we will respond to you as well. Dom said he can help out with that. Cool. Especially I want everybody on board with the big ask because it's important. It's really important. And if you don't understand why it's important and you're listening to me, you're not going to get ridiculed or anything, but put it in the chat. If you are saying, why do we want to reach the people of color? Why is it so significant? Why is it a conversation? I would be more than happy to answer that for you. And it's not about calling you out or nothing, but it's not a bad question if you want to know. And maybe I should just talk about it. So let me talk about it so that you don't have to, if you think, shine some light. If you look out through history, and I want you to really think about what I'm saying to you, and you have to put on a cultural lens to understand where I'm going with this. There's a segment in history where the African American community was seen lesser than a lot of other communities, and hence we had slavery, and also once desegregation, all of this time period. And you have to understand that in this particular time period, the only resource or where you would report a UFO was the local police stations. There was no, MUFONs and all of this places. There was the local police stations. Okay, and don't get me wrong, you could have been white in this era, and if you talked about UFOs, you were seen less in the white community being white. So imagine where the black community laid in those conversations. Okay. So having said that, then I stumbled upon that there was a lot of people that had experiences. Let's use the military. There were black people in the military after slavery, right? And in all of that part that was on the same boats, that worked at the same airfield. Some flew planes, and I'll get to that story for you in just a minute. That some of those stories in history was not told because there was no place to go, and it was even ridiculed higher, being of color, to say, I'm going to go down to the local police station, not only with the possibility of getting hung, lynched, or all that on the way, but at the same time, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to report something that I saw in the sky, which will give the others power to say, this dude is really crazy. We can just lock him up in a straitjacket, he or she. And so a lot of that stuff was not going to go down. But more and more I talk to other people, they start telling their grandfather's stories, their uncle's stories. And I'm like, why we don't hear about this? Now, okay, everybody always throw out the Betty and Barney Hill scenario. It was an interracial couple, people. It had a 50-50 chance. You get what I'm saying? It had 50-50 equation to it, and it wasn't 100% African-American story. And it had been, it would probably been suppressed and thought as ludicrous as it could be. So they had a prestige that allowed them, thank God, to be able to be seen. So there's a series of stories, and I'm saying we don't know where they are. We know that they exist. And so therefore, 2023, as the catalyst, as the agenda, we're going to get those stories. We need them. Now, this helps the entire community. It helps the entire community. It's not just, so when we take that half of those other stories and we add them to what we know, it goes in. So let me give you a starting point. We all, and at this point, and I've said it before, if you're in the chat, you all heard of Project Blue Book. Tell me, when you type in Project Blue Book to yourself, You've heard of it. What name is associated with Project Blue Book? Okay, who do you know? The guy, that was going around doing all the stuff. Okay, put it in the chat. Help me out because we're going somewhere with this. So, Sunshine says, I live in an urban Black neighborhood, and the majority of the community doesn't seem to care about UFOs and afraid to speak on it, and it's a challenging to get them involved. That is exactly what I'm talking about. And it's a taboo subject based on religion in some cases and everything else. But we could do that. We could definitely do that. And yes, Nicole, that's where I'm going to go with that. Girlfriend Bay said, unfortunately, I don't think the acceptance of Black and brown people talking about UFOs would happen until white people talking about UFOs is accepted. White people's already been accepted. That you go look. Girlfriend Bay, there's hundreds and hundreds of documentaries. If I told you the truth of the pushback that I have gotten in my career from a lot of places trying to come forward and being a new voice, you wouldn't even believe, and it happens in real time, okay? Because this is supposedly looked at as another thing. So yeah, you think of Professor Hynek and you talk about Project Blue Book and all of that stuff, but we do need to have those conversations, and pretty much from there. And so here's the deal. When you think of American history, you all heard of the Red Tails. That's the Black outfit that painted their tails red in World War II, became famous. In fact, was one of the most protective groups out there that not many, if not, I don't think there was no casualties under their watch when they were escorting the bombers into Germany. In fact, they were so good that they became requested, right? You all heard of Red Tails. Hope you have. And Quentin said, this is so true to know the truth, but the blind about the, let me put it up on screen, Quentin. Hang on. Because I was trying to read it while we was talking. So I'm going to give his statement. There we go. So Quentin said, it's so true to know the truth, but the blind about the face that you can't imagine the truth. Okay. All right. So where I'm going with this is, so have any of you heard of the Red Tails? The Red Tails, you've seen a movie, right? You've seen the movie and everything from there. Okay. All right. And so I know there's a delay in the chat, so I'm just going to wait. Y'all seen the Red Tails? Let me take a drink. Yes, the Red Tails. Nicole says she saw them. Girlfriend of Bay never heard of the Red Tail. Girlfriend of Bay, how old are you? I forgot you told me before. 20 what? And it is great. Tuskegee Airmen, yes. And here's the deal. And make sure you answer that, Girlfriend of Bay. She's been around a long time. And because I want to know your age group so that I know where we are. So Girlfriend of Bay, put your age in there. Don't worry about it, and don't lie either. We friends, right? 29 turning 30. Okay, so at this point, where I'm going with this is, this was a prominent history in African American history because that was the first time they started letting African American air pilots, fighter pilots in the Army. And when they first let them in there, they were just giving them these minute missions and nothing that really mattered. But they ended up, and some says 19. I'm probably the youngest. Okay, great. Nicole says she's 42. Jamal 33. All right. So where I'm going with this is, the Red Tails was so significant in history, but let me challenge you. There was one of the Red Tails, the Tuskegee Airmen. Okay, now listen to me. One of those fighters stayed in the Air Force for 30 years later. 30 years later. Okay, here's the story. His name is Robert Friend. Look him up. Google. Robert Friend stayed in the Air Force and then ultimately became head of, listen to me, Project Blue Book. Yeah, an African American, head of Project Blue Book from 1958 to 1963. But yet in history, documentaries, all that, we don't hear about his work, although it was significant. And okay, you might say, well, what difference does it make? Well, at a time when the UFO stuff was considered a joke, it'll ruin your career. Magneticus, once again, $3.69. Appreciate it. See if this worked. All right. All right. So there we go. And at the time, and listen to me. So we go back in that time where not only African American people were seen a little lesser, even the red tails, as much as they was doing, and this guy stayed on. If you was going to ruin a career, because you could imagine they went to a lot of people that wasn't out of color and said, hey, I want you to run this UFO. At that time, when the UFO stuff was considered a joke. In fact, the term ufology was created by the military as a joke to identify people who were into these UFOs. Stanton Freeman talked about it. He said when they would walk up, they would go, hey, this guy's in that ufology. So Linda Moulton Howe, she didn't like it. This is a story that I heard. Stanton Freeman, he's dead now, but the Godfather, one of the Godfathers, said, well, we need to embrace it. And that's how the term in ufology came in place. So, but back up real quick. So if they was going to ruin somebody's career, if they were saying, hey, man, we need somebody to look into this UFO stuff, give it to the black guy, because ain't no white person at that time wanted to be associated with UFO stuff back then because it was considered a joke. So I thought that was probably interesting, and not that he didn't have the talent and not that he didn't do a good job, but I don't hear about the good job that he's done. And he ran the thing for 5 years. All I've heard about is the guy who took over it next when it became relevant. And now we got 20 documentaries about Heineck and all that, but nothing about the guy before. In fact, listen up. After Friend took over, Quintanilla took over. He was Hispanic, so another minority. But you never heard of him. And so what I'm saying is we need to start uncovering the history, those stories, and everything else. And so it goes really deep, right? So you go back to the history in African American. You go back to what Billy talks about in all the books of back in the day, there was no name for UFOs when people saw them. So they saw what we call chariots. You know, remember that was one of the things. Let me look here. So, well, no wonder why some black folks don't talk about UFOs openly, but among themselves. Yeah, because we have black people, and I'm not speaking for all of us. There's this thing about we still trying to overcome societal and how people see you. So it's just one last thing to be talking about something crazy and stupid that they thought to be now less and more ridiculed. So it's just taboo. It just wasn't going to go down. Okay. But let's go back to, hit that like button and all of those and everything else. But listen to what I'm going to say. When it comes down to back in the day, we talked chariots and everything else. So here's this. I want y'all to play along with this. And do your research. You can. You fact check me. Please do. It kind of goes like this. Swing low, swing, sweet chariot, coming to take me home. And then I had another little series. I looked over Jordan. What did I see? The angels, Now, that song was a slave song. Okay. When the slaves were out in the cotton fields. Okay. And I'm going to slow the text down. Swing low, sweet chariot, come take us home. They was talking about UFOs while they're out picking cotton. They saw them. So they saying, swing low, come down here and get us. There wasn't no airplanes. It was that. And so there's another part of those things that we still go back and look out. But my goal is, once again, there was African American on the same military basis that we hear all is swing low. Okay. On the same basis that next to the other counterparts had experiences, ships, they was on the same boats when they seen the orbs. We don't, you hear this other stories, were radar operators, all of this, and they all have a different perspective. And that's what we're after. And we're after conversations. We just got to start the conversation. We can have a group of people, and if they're celebrities or whatever, they didn't even have to have seen a UFO. They didn't even have to have an experience. We just need them to start the conversation. What do you think about extraterrestrials? Why we don't talk about it? Is it taboo? The whole thing. So let me look back on the checks. Jay says, Roderick, my black siblings had an encounter with a UFO, but I think one of them got MIB, mind erased by a bright light beam. And okay, see, again, hit us on an email. Those are stories that we might want to, we need to hear about, at least investigate them, and we'll find out how much we want to go with it. But we need to know one of those things. Is that Cassiopeia? Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Sashaman is here with us as well. Bunny, I'm just going over some new people. New Horizon, Jay, just giving you guys a shout out. Abe, Chicago, and Jamal, of course. And we keep going. So where I'm going with this is, this year, I want to put a lot of focuses on it. Now, let me tell y'all something right now. And please believe me what I'm about to share with you. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to get alienated with some of the other people in ufology for going down this route, because they're going to look at it as, oh, Roderick is trying to do this black thing. No, I'm trying to help the whole ufology community, because we only getting half of the stuff, half of the truth. Why we can't get, and for me, people of color, there's other minorities as well. So it could be Hispanics, whatever, on down the list. But we only have half of the evidence. I met a person, I was out doing something, a mom said her grandmother was picking cotton and a UFO came down while they was doing that. And these are older stories now. She's passed on now. So we've missed the opportunity to interview these people that other people have done in other communities throughout the last 60 years. But hopefully it's passed on to the next generations and they can share their grandmothers, grandfathers' stories. And so I'm going to take on that, and I'm going to take a hit, because there are going to be some people that's going to try to say, oh, he's just trying to do this thing. No, I need everybody's help, of whatever nationality, race, or whatever. We need the community of truth seekers to come together to help me uncover stories in a particular community, which is African American community. Is that fair enough? So quote that, state that, or somebody say that, and understand that's what I'm talking about. And we're on that. And thank you for the kind words, Anna, and all of that. So what are y'all thoughts? Should we explore it? Miss Wilson, how are you as well? So should we explore it? Should we go down the rabbit hole, and uncover stories into the community, and shine a light on it, okay? But not to say that this is what I'm all about. It's just part of the journey. And to be honest with you, be totally honest with you, you're not going to get a white person. It's not going to do that. It's the authenticity of saying, I'm trying to go. I'm not saying they can't do some research, because they can't. But then there's a different tone, there's a different perspective, and there's a different cultural lens on the experience that I will bring into it, and have an understanding from that as well. So if I get the commitment from everybody, yes, we understand. Yeah, okay, great. Sure, we can explore that. Yes, thank you. Kill my name. All right, so Adnan. Am I pronouncing that right? So we need to figure out. So I'm gonna pronounce your name 3 ways. Adnan, Adnan. You tell me which one. So I'm gonna do 1, Adnan. Okay. 2, Adnan. 3, Adnan. Whatever. You put whatever number that I got right, and I'll try to remember that. I don't know. So Lonnie, pronounce his name. Call me on the phone and tell me how to pronounce this man's name right now, and we're going to do that because I've been killing his name. I'm killing him, and he's here a lot, so I want to make sure I get it right. So call me on speakerphone, show producer, and pronounce this man's name, and we're going to get it right now. So, okay, here we go. Hang on. All right, you're on speaker. Go ahead.
Okay, are we talking about?
You're on speaker, so if you say they listening live, so. I want to make sure I pronounce his name. Adna. He said the 2 was close. So
Adnan Tariq.
Adnan who?
Adnan Tariq.
Adnan.
Adnan. That's what I would get.
Well, I'm not gonna do the whole part. Okay. So that's he got all 3. Adnan, Tariq, body. I got to say all that, but okay. Can we stick? Okay. Well, let's stick with the first one.
I got Adnan.
Adnan. Okay. All right. Adnan, did you hear it? Did we got it? All right. Well, I mean, I want to. The man been here. He comes all the time and say some great stuff. He give super chats. Shit. Hell, out of respect, I want to make sure I say his name. The dude super chats. He said yes. That's it. Okay. So we got it. Adnan. Cool. All right. All right. Thank you. All right. All right. So we good. All right. So now Magneticus just hit $6.93. When he first came out, I could never pronounce his name. He started super chatting. I'm like, shit. Now Magneticus, baby. I know. All right. So anyway, appreciate it. Hook on phonics works fine. He said hook on phonics works fine. Thank you. All right. So we'll go there. All right. So she says wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. What did that mean? We'll find out from there. So what I'm saying is, so we're going to hit this thing pretty hard. Okay, we're going to hit it pretty hard, and so be on the lookout. You got my email address, contact@whythebigsecret.com, and if you know any stories, now don't get me wrong, you can send suggestions and say, hey, you should talk to Neil deGrasse Tyson. But if you got a cousin that knew him from high school or whatever, the network itself, send that information too, because I want to know. And we're gonna do that, and pretty much that's not wash hands. What the hell did I just see then? It says wash hands. Let me put it up on the board. Boom. Okay. That says wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. So you saying it has some subliminal meaning? My show producer is saying that. So all right. So all right. If you will be willing to join the street team and go live on the street. Oh yeah. Yes. We're gonna have a street team. So we want people to be part of the street team where we plug you in live. Oh, she said she was clapping hands. Okay. All right. So we will do a street team where we would go live and you're out there. It's ET on the streets is what it's called. And you just talking to some people and getting informations. All right. So look, he's challenging me to say his name, Adnan Tariq Body. There you go. If I better be close to $5. You best to believe, say his name. And appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. And yeah, so the street team, we will do and we'll bring you in live or maybe clip it, bring it in, and we'll do like a pre-record of it and play it in the shows. And just asking, but we do want some people of color right now. So we want to ask them what they think about UFOs, aliens, and all of that. We're going from the basics first, and then we'll move into other higher terminologies. And if we're going to do, talk about Anunnaki one week, so we want 30, 40, 50, 100 people on the street team out there. And basically, the good part, if you do some type of interview and conversation, you turn the phone this way. I know we all kind of that, but that's more for TikToks and all that. But when we do YouTube videos and live streams, we needed your phone to turn, in theater form or whatever from there. So we'll put that out there. She says, I'm in Bakersfield, but live in San Jose, and they're under a state of emergency where they're getting another major storm. Wow. Man, you're talking about HARP. What is it like being part of a cult group, stalkers and harassers? Do you feel safe with them? I don't understand that. What is like being part of a cult group, stalkers and harassers? So, Dank, I'm not really understanding where you're going with that, and I could be off-centered, but maybe if you dumb it down, the statement for me, then I could see where your intent of that line is. Yeah, stay safe, out there, Cassiopeia. I bet I pronounced that shit right. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I bet I did. Cassiopeia, right. I bet you I got it right. Group stalker people. I don't know. The UFO community. All right. So is Dank being a troll? I'm not for sure. I'm still trying to understand it, Dank. No problem. He got some latitude right now until. But other than that, I don't think he's been a troll yet. So yeah, so I got the name right. There you go. So got that one right. So what I'm saying is we definitely want to make sure that we cover some stories there, and not to mention that some of the better stories of what we're trying to do in that community. There's going to be a doc made, and we're going to work on that as well. And pretty much. So that's part of the 2023 journey, being the catalyst, is to bring out the community. So you may see a lot of interviews, a lot of shows, and like I said, what's going on. So Emmanuel, let me look and see. Emmanuel saying salute. Looks like that's maybe my boy. Let me see from my old track days here. Let me bring his picture up here. Yep. There he is. All right. So what's up, my man? We haven't talked in a while. And yeah, we haven't talked in a while. So yep, Velt 88. And what's going on? Well, man, it's been just to give you some scenarios, my friend. Let me I'm gonna put up a screen here so you can kind of know what I've been up to, and pretty much, as you know, here are some of the TV shows. I host a couple of TV shows on the UFOs. He didn't know that, so let me just bring him up to speed. There's Open Minds. That's going to be a show on Gaia that's coming out in a few months. I've already done a show with Beyond Belief with George Norrie, which is already aired. I host a Alien Endgames. It's on the Discovery Plus channel right now. One of 3 hosts. Also on Fox Tubi, I'm in a show over to the left called Roswell at 75. I'm an expert in that particular show. Also Gaia. I have some more shows coming up. Forbidden Knowledge TV. I have an 8-episode series on that particular network, as well as I'm in a documentary called The Black Knight Satellite. In fact, the Forbidden Knowledge group is my new management team. So as well. Also coming up on the History Channel, I filmed 3 episodes for Ancient Aliens. And then I have a couple of pending shows that's coming out with, let's see, I have a couple of stuff that's coming out. It's a documentary, a few stuff that I'm working on that's coming out as well. So yeah, I've been doing all of that, and I've been watching, I'm talking to my friend, y'all, from school. So y'all just kind of get into the conversation here. And so they're going to do, I'm doing, actually just, if y'all know, I'm big for my age, and he probably saying, dude, you done got big, because we used to run track together. And so, and yeah, I ran track. If you don't, I know some of y'all thinking like, what? What? He ran track? Yes, I ran track. And no, I didn't do the shot put. I was a sprinter, anchor of a 4x100 relay, set national records and everything else running track. And but anyway, we're going to be doing a documentary. Maria Carlson, which is champion weightlifter. And look, let me put it right there. He says right there, man, you were super fast. I thought I reached out and tried to call you one time on Facebook. Well, we'll get to that in a minute, though, a little later. But anyway, we're going to do a documentary. They're going to do a weight loss documentary. They're going to bring a film crew down here to Dallas and help me get this release the weight. I got to make sure I say this right. Release the weight, and it's going to be a documentary. And you're going to all know about that journey. Nicole says she ran track too. All right. That's all right. You're cool with us. So anyway, yeah. So man, on Tuesday night, I live stream on Forbidden Knowledge TV. If you haven't subscribed over there to Billy Carson's, you should, because that's right. This man here been talking the way since we was in high school. So he's some good people. So anyway, inbox me your number on Facebook or whatever, and I'll call you when we get done with the show tonight. In a little bit as well. Nicole says she ran track. What did she run? We'll do that. Congratulations, hard work is paying off. Pamela, thank you. Yes, it is. I was at Billy Carson's this weekend and was treated really well. Picked me up in a Rolls Royce with a driver when I got down there. Took me to his compound, which is worth gazillion dollars. We had a great time. And really gave me first class treatment, and he had an intimate surrounding New Year's Eve. In fact, I got a little video. Let me show y'all real quick. I can show y'all. I think I still have it loaded up from last night when I went down there. So let me play it for you. It's probably just a minute. And yeah, here we go. I'm gonna play it for y'all. Okay, check it out. All right, we're in the Rolls Royce. That's one of these.
My house, my circle is so small, it's a dot. And I really appreciate every single one of you guys. So thank you for taking the effort to come down here and be a part of this tonight.
Morning. We are now. All right, my ride is here. My ride is here. Picked up in the Rolls Royce. Breakfast. Gonna get some breakfast. Okay, so I am about to go through my session of brain training. And we're going to improve on greatness to be a wonderful. Nurse Nikki here. Hi, how you doing? Okay. All right, so that was my tribute to them, and also coming into the new year. So it was really good, all of that stuff. And man, we had a great time. Everything was first class and everything else. And yeah, it was just great. You'll see a couple of big announcements Forbidden Knowledge started their own talent or management company for, and one of the guys named James Perkins, he's in Chicago. I mean, yeah, in Chicago or Detroit. He does a TV show and stuff. And then also I was handpicked by Billy to be my new management and all of that stuff. So it's really good. I'll be in Europe coming up. In fact, in April, I'll be on a UFO cruise as one of the speakers, and then I'll be in Europe. We're going to be doing a Europe consciousness tour, and that starts right here, and that'll be in August. So I'll be over in Europe, and you see all of the speakers will be there, and I'm one of the speakers for that event as well. So got a couple of books we're working on that's going to come out real quickly, pretty soon in several months to come. This is going to be a big breakout year, and I'm just excited about all of that, and we'll be doing some and anything more. There's going to be a Forbidden Knowledge tour, so it'll be coming to any one of your cities. There'll be one here in Dallas. We're going to do one in Dallas. We're scheduling the dates now, and I'll be one of the primary folks there. She's talking about want to see me in Africa. I want nobody mistaking my ass and shoot me. No, I'm just kidding. I do want to go back to the motherland. Hubula. I want to go there, check out some things. It has been something I've always wanted to do from there. So, all right. Jay said it took 15 to 20 years to reluctantly begin to speak on multiple supernaturals out of this world events while was attending a church for a long period of time. We're gonna talk about that, and that's one of the things that I think is keeping the people of color community from really, talking about, talking about this UFO thing. We're gonna say it like that. And if you all know my story, I was recently 2 years ago. I was married to the she-wolf, and I couldn't talk about UFOs in my house 2.5, 3 years ago. I used to binge watch Ancient Aliens. I was all into the shows, and she just didn't have it. At that time, I looked at it as hater. But now, as I now have more education in what I do in this, it was just a cultural lens. She was going down more the religious path than I was. I was more going spiritual, and it just could not, wrap around that for her. And of course, that's not the reason we got a divorce. Our issues had issues, and so the divorce ultimately happened. But she had 3 young boys, and they used to sit around me, and we used to watch Ancient Aliens and all that. And she was like, no. And I remember distinctively that I said, you know what, I'm about to just hang up this UFO thing because this is bothering my wife, and let me be the man. And we end up separating about 6 months after that, 3 months after that. And so I went on and got my certification as a UFO investigator, and then went on to Clubhouse, which is where I met Nicole and everyone else. And yep, the she-wolf. She's talking about, yep, she's a she-wolf. Some days she was just a beautiful thing, and other days she was a wolf, man. So I'd be like, the she-wolf. That's what I used to call her. She didn't know that, but I'd be like, she would call, and I'd be like, what the she-wolf want? But lovely girl, though. I mean, we had a great time, and she was my friend. Oh, my boy AC said, well, I'm not Emmanuel now, but he was AC back in the day, okay? Magneticus, boy, you bringing the pain. Keep going up, baby. Prove the she was wrong. But here's the deal. I used to watch Ancient Aliens, and I'll never forget and let me tell you though, she still was instrumental into the career because she was the one, girlfriend and babe, met you all on Clubhouse. She was the one that recommended me to go to Clubhouse. She says, go to Clubhouse and you can talk to some people there. And I was like, what is Clubhouse? And so she told me about Clubhouse, and I went on there and ended up wanting to start a club there and to get just 20 or 30 people. That's all I wanted. Now the club today is 26,000 people. I went on to be part of Clubhouse's Creators First program, where they had 6,000 people that submitted information to do a show. This was a couple of years ago, and I ended up getting on there. And here's a true story. I ended up getting on there. said I want to do a UFO show, and so I was chosen. It was 60 finalists, and I was one of those. They gave us $1,000 budget to create a show, so I created a show called Ufology, and really did. And at that time, I was still getting a lot of haters from the community, and so I did that show. And this is where I met Billy Carson. I found his number, called him up on the phone, told him, this is what I'm up against. I'm an African-American guy, and I'm trying to put on a show, and no one's really trying to come on my show, for my pilot show. And I had $1,000 budget. I was like, man, you can take the $1,000. He laughed and said, no, man, I ain't taking your money. He was like, I understand what you're going through, and we've been like this ever since. And but ended up with Linda Moulton Howe on the show, ended up with Barbara Lamb, who we all good friends today, ended up with Whitley Strieber from Communion, ended up with Kathleen Martin from Betty Born Hill. So I had Alan Steinfeld, and then I had Billy Carson. All of those was my headliners for my show, and was only supposed to go an hour and a half. That's what they told us, 2 hours. It went 4 hours. I gave up, and I was like, oh man, I'm done. And I ended up winning and signed a contract with them. It was worth $30,000, where we produced the first season. They gave us, and it was an audio show. And believe it or not, I wish like hell I had the producer that I have now that was assigned to me. If Lonnie, who's with me now, was the producer that they was paying me gazillions of dollars for, shoot, man, we will be doing what we're doing now. It would just have been earlier, and we will be bigger today. Yeah, Nicole was part of that too. I met her, and she's been here ever since. Diana, a lot of these people has been since Clubhouse. And speaking of Clubhouse, though, so anyway, back to the story. AC, back to the story. And the guy we're talking about is Emmanuel. Y'all see Emmanuel line. So y'all give him a reach out, tell him hello. We went to high school together. But I don't know if you know Forbidden Knowledge TV, AC, if you know, but that one has about 300,000 subscribers. I do a show there every Tuesday night, and that live stream usually have thousands of people in it. The show does, I got one video there. It's got 300,000 views. So it's helping me build the story over here. So anyway, so the She-Wolf did not like me to do all of that. And I was about to give up. And I used to just sit there and binge on Ancient Aliens. And she would come in the mornings and see the TV still, how it's still there. She'd be, oh, you watching that last night? And here's the deal. I got a check from Ancient Aliens. I'm going to be on Ancient Aliens coming up in a few months. And so imagine that. 3 years ago at home, binge watching it, and now I'm on the show. So that is just so cool to do that. Yeah, Nicole has been here. Nicole is one of our lead researchers. She's been supporting me from Clubhouse days, and just and we have not met in person, but we will soon, because as this show grows, I got a couple of contract stuff, and we're gonna be a huge thing, and I'm going to make sure we go when that $30 million contract come down the pipeline, and it's coming, then they're all going to be part of what we do, because it's been here from day one, and they've been so helpful. Speaking of Clubhouse, as of next week, we're going to get back on Clubhouse. But this is going to be more, the show will be, and Nicole, I was going to call you today, so you get to hear it now. It'll be Lonnie, myself, the researchers, Risha, and then whoever, all part of our team. We would be doing shows on Clubhouse coming up, just bringing more awareness to what and how we do. And so that's going to be huge. And as you didn't know, Billy Carson is putting on the first conscious community awards, like the the Grammys. And if you didn't go to his video, go to a video. Tisha, look, she's like, yeah, Tisha. Okay, so why I say Risha? So Tisha. All right, so Billy Carson, he just did a video. It's on his Instagram showing you the event where it's going to be July the 7th in Miami. This thing is bigger than the Grammys. He's spending gazillions of dollars. It's the first of its kind of giving conscious community awards, from best documentaries to best this. Of course, at some point, I want to be nominated. Okay, yeah, AC, I got your number. I just looked at my phone, so we're cool. I'll call you, like I said, when I'm done here. When we're done here. So, yeah, so Billy Carson is going to be the first event, and so there may be some areas I want to be nominated in, and I'll have you guys to help. Yeah. Oh, so all right. So have you seen my show on Tuesday nights? I do a show every Tuesday night on Billy Carson's channel, and pretty much. But he's my they're my business managers as well. So him and his wife. But so it's going to be a huge event, and I'm telling you, you can get the sky boxes. This thing, go there and see that thing, and so it's going to be July 7th. So not only I'll be there anyway, part of the inner crew, but I hope to be there to get an award or something, right? So we're working toward that from there. Oh, cool. So he watched a few of my shows. So now, everyone, y'all, my friend from high school, my boy, said he watched a few of my shows and I never knew about it. Now let's turn the tables on him and say, what's up, man? Why you didn't reach out? Why you didn't tell your boy you watching your boy? You know what I'm saying? And cheer me. So I got solid homies. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's the kind that holds you up while I don't see it. That's the kind he is. He's like that. So, but okay, that's cool. Y'all tell him, next time, let me know. Yeah. So Nicole says she saw the video. And so that's cool. Yeah. So, our crew is going to be there. So you get prepared, Nicole. We're going, all of us. Found Billy Carson through another YouTuber in 2019. Late, we discovered him through Gaia's Linda Moten Howe video about Antarctica. See, this is the thing. So, Cassiopeia, you're going to be one of the people we're going to interview. So you make sure you get ready, get your camera, lighting. We need lighting and we need good audio. I'm going to interview a lot of people that that's in this space. See, you get what I'm saying? Yo, you are just one of the targeted people that you've been doing this for a long time. You're watching it and all that. So we're going to be having some panels and stuff up. So we definitely going to be doing that. Thank you for supporting me now. That's for sure. Priscilla says, I want merch. If you have any, where do I find? We actually, if you go to whythebigsecret.com and you click on, when you go to the home page and scroll down toward the bottom, there you'll see a box for hats and shirts and all that. You can click it, and if you do get a hat and shirt, take a picture of it, which you wearing it, of course, especially if it's a shirt, because I'm going to start placing that on a new website we're working on for people that are supporting the show, Priscilla. So appreciate you doing that. Girlfriend of Basin, I'm wearing my merch. What merch? You bought some merch? Why ain't you send me a picture of it? How do I see? Come on, y'all. We're gonna do something big here. And I got some new stuff coming out. Now, this is my ET shirt with my life number, and my extraterrestrial fell off, but on the black it says it's time to believe. My life path number is 3. And so that's just what I'm wearing right now. So I'm not an Eagles fan. This is I forgot to get it in black and white. So if I was shot in green screen, then the 3 disappeared. Yeah, you got shirts now. Yes. Diana says she's here for me always, and Diana actually travels a lot, and she came through Dallas, and we met on Clubhouse. She came through Dallas about a month or so ago, took me to a steakhouse. Really enjoyed our time together, and just cool. So I'm getting to meet some of you people, and so we had a great time. And so I appreciate you, Diana, for coming through and taking me out to dinner as she went through. She had a cool RV and some dogs, and she travels. She likes to move like the swan, so she'll go to the warmer places when it's warm, and then when it gets too cold, like it was in Dallas, she's like, I'm out of here, I'm going back. Okay, she says, Cassiopeia said, I'm ordering Forbidden Knowledge sweater and Roderick's Merc tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about. Let me put this up here on the screen real quick. Lonnie says, if anyone purchased merch, we'd love to see you post a picture and video tags. Why the Big Secret? Yes. So get a t-shirt, and you can go, like I said, you click on it. Once we reach 10,000 subscribers, so we're short of that right now. I was hoping to do it by the first of the year. It's still not late. Then we could put the merch on our YouTube channel. It integrates through YouTube. So that'll start happening when we reach 10,000 subscribers on this channel, and we're at 8,400. We're doing really good. When we started a few months ago, we had 1,000 and 2,500, and then we began to grow from there as well. It's like I said, it's going to be incredible thing in this community, especially what Billy is doing, how he's really doing some big stuff. And I'm just so freaking happy and proud and all of that to be part of his family and the love that they've shown me and everything else. And so they have taken a serious approach of me personally getting myself together, getting back into some shape and all of the things, and truly adding on to what I'm doing there. He says, do you have link for the merchandise? It's if you go to whythebigsecret.com, AC, and then there's a link at the bottom of the website itself that a person can click on, and it'll. I'm looking at the website now, and it'll say get the gear, And I wonder if I could do a screencast here. Do a whatever they call it. Let me do this. Screen share. Yeah. There we go. Let's go. All right. So, let's talk about that. There you go. So that's the website. Man, it's the first time I did this. So if you go to whythebigsecret.com, you're going to see the website there. And then you just kind of keep scrolling down. Now, we also have a private membership that we're going to be doing. It's Seeker Social is what it's called. It's going to be a private membership area. Yeah, it's going to be a fee, but we're going to have some conversations that we cannot have on YouTube there. There is going to be like a $27 a month, but then I'm going to have other guests there. We're going to go deep there because we can do it offline and talk about some stuff. And then I'm going to have some to support what I'm going to do. It's $27 a month, but I'm also do a special where I think it's going to be $200 or $300 for lifetime members. We want to get a few of those. And there's a waiting list right now. You can join that. It's already got several hundreds of people already on that. Our newsletter list is right there. But let me keep going. And this is some of my past guests. I've had Linda Modenhow. I've had Whitley Strieber, as you can see, Dr. Kitai, in all those things. And if you go all the way down, and you're going to see, I'm going to start adding more behind the scenes footages of all the different TV shows. But there you go, right there. Gear, shop now. You click that. And so you click that button, and then it takes you over to the gear shop right here. So as you can see, there's shirts, there's hats, mugs. We're going to be adding a lot of more stuff, but then the shirts come in all different colors, especially mugs and stuff. Some slippers too. But right now there's different t-shirts. There are some hoodies and all that will be added on there as well. But these things come in all so many different colors. And remember, you're supporting the brand and all those things. So there you go. So that's it. And like I said, you go to the website itself and you click more about my story. You get to see something like this. There is a young Roderick. And that's the person that AC remembers over there to the right. When I was in high school, that was a graduation picture right there. And that's me as a young boy. The funny part, and I'm just sharing this with y'all. Do y'all see this picture? And you see, I was young at that time. My little teeth was growing in right there. But that's the exact tooth that's missing today, though. But it was late growing in when I was young at 12. But it's the one that's missing today. Ain't that funny? No, it may not be funny. All right. Okay. All right. So anyway, let me get out of that. And there we go. Yes, Paul Wallace is on YouTube, and he's really good. Paul Wallace and I are connected, and in fact, we're going to do a show together. So he's real cool, and me and him talked, and so Paul Wallace is cool there. So let me go back over to chats. Let me see. Life will be cheaper. Yeah, I've been on the same frequency wave more as Billy Roderick, etc. Thank you, Jay. let's go back to just see if anyone. Hi, Mr. Martin. I'm on a truck driver. Let's go with this one. He says, hi, I'm a truck driver driving from Arizona, North Carolina, hoping to see something in the skies tonight. Well, T. Martin, if you catch something in the skies tonight, you reach out, contact, or go to whythebigsecret.com and put it into the contact form. And then Lonnie or myself would get that email immediately. And Jay says, anybody heard of the Dragonfly UFO? Hearing Linda Moulton's name, the memory came up. We there's a video here with Dr. Scheidt when we talk about dragons and what his interpretation are. So definitely check it out. We did an interview with him and with video. So definitely go there so you can kind of see. Yep. Cassiopeia says a black mug and a white flip-flops. You go, girl. And make sure you paint the toenails before you send the picture. I'm sorry. I know you would do that anyway. You would. You got pretty feet. I know. But I'm saying if I'm going to post them, and I want you to be wearing them when I'm posting them, and you representing us, you know what I'm saying? That's all. Am I wrong? Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm waiting on a text right now. Show producer gonna be like, your ass can't say that kind of stuff. Watch. I'm just waiting. No text. So maybe that's good. Telling you to have pretty feet is good. I mean, paint the toenails. Oh, Jamal says, wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. All right there. Okay. All right. She said her toenails is always done. All right, then cool. Cool. Then you know what? We down. Make sure you send me some pictures, with the flip-flops. He said don't have busted looking. Lonnie says don't have busted looking bear claws in the picture. That's some truth in that. That is some truth that you do not want to have. In fact, it's so much truth that you shouldn't have no and none of that toes at all. Stay clear of that one. It's all good. So anyway, we can't wait to see your pretty feet. Thank you, and send them in. Sashman says pretty toed around the world. All right, so you're gonna order something. We might just start a movement then. Why don't we start a Why the Big Secret pretty toe movement? Y'all order the flip-flops, put the pictures, and then of course in your picture put your face, but then put the shoes, and we're gonna have just a whole section to Why the Big Secret pretty feet, pretty toes. And guys, don't do it. It's for the gals. We're gonna find something else. Well, I'll put a muscle shirt or something on there for us to buy, and then you can show your chops there. Jamal 57. I'm still learning the YouTube emojis, and it's wash hands, but I thought it was a hand clap. Okay, I'm learning too. So we're in this together. This is my only feet. Foot of feet. You got 2 feet, girlfriend Bay? You got 2? You got 2 feet. All right, you good. Roderick is now looking for models for his swag. Magneticus, you know what? Let's do that. We're going to have some models at all sizes because I'm big for my age and I do not discriminate the big folks. But yes, we want models for the swag. And then I got a couple of new style swags. And remember, the eyes are useless. Your mind is blind. That is being done now. So those shirts will be up as well. And then we have some new stuff. And so we're going to be putting all of that out. We get a new symbol made, a design symbol that'll be coming up as well. And Magneticus, he sent me a picture. You want me to post yours? He was wearing the gear. Nicole got some of the gear. You want me to do that? We can do that as well. And pretty much. I think Rod is the only one who didn't know about what? Wash hands? I mean, yeah, it was COVID. Everybody was telling everybody to wash their hands. That's what I thought she was like. I'm like, when I saw her, I was like, is she talking about COVID still? Or what? I don't know. Anyway, we keep that out of her. But the whole point, is okay, wash hands. That's a lot of stuff I don't know. I'm cool, I'm gonna figure it out, because we do have a young audience, and so it's pretty much done from there. But if you all are in Dallas, like I said, if you're in Dallas, get on our Dallas meetup list, hit the contact page. We're going to start a meetup group. In fact, there's a show that wants to wants to do a show, it's over there off of 635. They have a room called the Oprah Room where like 30 guests, and then I'll be up on stage talking. And they asked me, do I want to invite people out to watch the show live, to be part of the show? So if you're in Dallas, you might want to do that. And we'll see that. Men can be models. Y'all seen your you think? Look, I don't know if she, that's the show producer talking about men can be models, senior pitch too. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can. And he said, I'll definitely send one. Laugh out loud. You send it on, brother. Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, we got a movement here. We got a movement, and I'll unleash the new name of the movement real soon. We're going to do a lot, and that's going to be part of us getting things out into the community. So we're going to be doing that as well. And just know, if y'all modeling is with your consent, we might need to, if we really put them out there, Lana, we need to get them consent forms and say, hey, they just doing it as a, as a plug. We are an entity, a real true entity, and we don't want to make sure coming on down the road, somebody come back when we hit those, 30 and 50 Joe Rogan type contracts and stuff. So we'll start it from scratch. But either way, we'll definitely do that in pretty much. So is there anything else 2023 for any of you? Is anybody out there we need to just give a shout out to you, your family, are you dealing with anything? We want to make sure mental health this year, especially in this community, is on point. So if you just need us to just, right now, just watch in on you now, and as a community, and everyone else, say so. We can definitely come together and come into. I was told by the psychic John Russell back in the day, when they did a lot of healing or move things, they would get around in a circle and they all would consciously concentrate on something. And in fact, there was some of the stories how maybe some of the pyramids was moved, some of those rocks and stuff. So we never know from there, in pretty much. So Lonnie, have we covered everything today? We good? Let me know. Put in a chat, or you can text, or whatever you want to do. We don't have our chat room open today, so we definitely haven't done that at all. So is there anything let's put this up right here. At Joe Artist, for sure, cause I brush my hair when I feel inspired, and that I ain't often, so there's no telling what I might look like. That's y'all conversation. Let me put that down. Ain't nobody in that. I don't know even what y'all talking about. I was just gonna make a comment on, didn't even know what to play, from there. With that being said, didn't even have a clue. I did work on my my new toy. I have a new toy. It does its
own thing. So I got a new toy, and you can hear me playing with it right now. And we're gonna have some good time in this UFO community, and we're gonna hit this shit up. So I hope y'all ready for the Why the Big Secret. And I know you've been wanting to know what the secret is, and nobody know who that shit is, because the secret is to be discovered and not to be known. And if anybody told you they knew everything, they don't know everything. So
anyway, that's my new toy. And I'll play with it from time to time, but not with you guys. It's when I'm by myself, and get better footage videos of UFOs. Okay, we can do that. You eat a balloon? No, it's in a thing right here. It's the Rodecaster 2. It has all the stuff built into it from there, and so we could do some great stuff. And as y'all know, we got our theme song. We're working on even bringing it into some better stuff. So you got it right here. This is a short version.
Why the big secret? Truth seekers, but really the true leaders. It's time to get the facts from the big secret keepers. UFOs passing by when I look up in the sky. We're out here asking why, but we don't get no reply. We want disclosure, we need the actual facts. They're covering all the tracks, but we're not backing down. It's our time, stay on the grind. Why the big secret's about to blow your mind.
Yeah, so that's our intentions this year. That's the theme song there from there. And so we'll get ready to yeah. All right, so I just like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for being here. All of you who are new, all of you who been with me on the journey. So this is my outro saying to you, love you guys. I thank you for each and every one of you to allow me to serve you. And as I take on the new brand, not Why the Big Secret, but the Catalyst, that is who I'm going to assume my hero's attire, my hero persona is to be the catalyst and to bring us together in our community, to get the word out, to do the things we do. And every hero has a theme song, every hero has a team, and you all are my team, and my song is all of us in thought together to achieve this. So like I say, let's reach out. KG is in the house. Man, he's been with me a long time. Thank you, KG, for being around as well. Yeah, Jamal, is this a chat today? This is the opening chat. So I just want to see that we all are open for what's going to happen this year and be ready for it, okay? And we're going to work together. Priscilla, thank you. And thank everyone for being here with us tonight, today. We'll be back Tuesday night on Forbidden Knowledge TV, where we're going to go into the Whistleblowers Act in depth, what it means to us, what it could mean possibly to you, me, everyone, and what is going to happen within ufology as we go down that rabbit hole from there. And so we're definitely going to be doing that there. And like I said, keep me, my journey. I'm going to be transparent. Yes, I'm going to be shedding, releasing a lot of the excess weight, getting that swag, all of that to go on a new journey to do that. So we'll do that. So with that being said, much love to each and every one of you. And send the emails, contact@whythebigsecret.com. Go to the website, whythebigsecret.com, and then you could give me the information from there. And so much love to the show researchers, Nicole, and all of you, Reese, Tish, Rish. I just messed up the girl's name. All of you that's there, and good night.